puzzles on elitechess.org. This will be a fairly short stream as chess streams are concerned. It'll be about 30 minutes, but I hope to be doing smaller streams like this a little bit more frequently as well. So we'll just nicely hop in today here with our daily puzzle on Lichess, and this seems to be a pretty easy one. You go g4 check, only move, king takes h4, then you go rook takes h6 mate. Okay. Alright, now the real puzzles. Okay. We've got this nice diagonal to the king, so queen h4. Queen h4, bishop f2. Bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah. d4. d4, rook d1. Something like queen b6 or queen h4 check. Should do the job here. d4. No. Okay, was it the queen h4 idea? It was not. Let's see, it was bishop takes e3. Queen takes e3 and then d4. Okay. Queen e4 and then d captures on c3. Okay, so now you're avoiding the rook d1 ideas. Alright. Okay. Okay. Rook captures on d4. Well, we have this nice precarious pawn structure here. So, instinct says to capture g2. And that threatens mate, so that forces black's hand, and black has to give up the queen. Okay, he captured a rook on d4. So the question is, do you go for g2 first, or do you capture the rook back on d4? Alright, well, let's see. Captures, rook escapes, knight pops back. And this is a queen versus two rooks. Or I'm still... Oh! Takes g2, queen takes g2, knight takes g2. Rook cannot retreat to e2 because then queen takes h3, king g1, queen e3, rook f2, queen takes on c3. That would put white up a significant amount of material. Just taking the rook. Knight, oh, knight e4, okay. Knight e4, then rook takes g2. No other response but to play queen takes, knight takes, king takes. And then it would be queen versus a rook and a knight. Okay. So back to rook takes, queen takes, knight takes. Cannot retreat your rook to e2 because of what we just mentioned. Can you retreat it to... Oh, okay, the f3 pawn was a block, so the queen wouldn't have been able to come over to e3, okay. Rook takes, queen takes, knight takes. No, you move the rook, rook e3. Check, king g1. So that's a queen versus two rooks situation, which I believe is less material on the board for black. So I'm going to play capturing the rook. Okay, so it was correct. And now g2 looks free. Alright, there we go. There we go, we got some rating points back. Not too bad. Okay. This one looks pretty simple. Bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6, g4. Pretty simple. Bishop takes f6. You have to take the piece back, and then I just play g4. I think this is an easier puzzle. Yeah, bishop takes on g4, and you take back on g4. Okay, pretty easy. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Hello, Pablo Noega. Welcome to the stream. I apologize if I'm not the fastest answerer to chats, because I do like my chess as well. But welcome. Hope you see what you like here on this nice stream. It's just basically a dude in his room. Thank you guys for checking it out today. We've got some more puzzles coming up for the next 20 minutes or so. So thank you guys. All right, and feel free to give me as many tips in the chat as you want, because like it says above me, I am a puzzle patzer. If you don't know what that means, patzer is a chess player who's a beginner and makes very simple moves. So I'm not quite a beginner, but I'm no titled player, no grandmaster, nothing of the sort. So if the chat wants to help me, the chat is more than welcome to. All right, so it looks like black has just gone for h5. Okay, so the knight's obviously under attack. I also notice this rook is hanging on a4. And if we go for the rook immediately, we fail to knight takes e2 and then knight takes c1. So looks like we have intermediate move here, attacks the queen. Don't think the capture matters, but let's say pawn captures. And then it looks like we just grab the exchange. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else to it? Bishop captures, queen captures. Yeah, the queen's not going anywhere, so I can grab the rook on a4. Yeah, this looks good. Takes, takes, and you take the rook on a4. Okay, so how are we to capture back here? I know against doing h captures because that allows queen h2, king f1, queen h1 mate. So seems like the recapture here is f captures, and if he wants to play bishop captures, we play bishop captures again, not h captures. So that looks to defend pretty cleanly because I don't want to allow captures on h3. Yeah, f takes g4. Alrighty. Alright, let's see. Grab the pawn on c4. Okay, you little stinky pawn grabber. Alright, what are the weaknesses we get at here? What are the tactics? Alright, well, for starters, we have this nice line up to the rook on h1. Knight takes on f4 and knight to c3 both attack the queen and attack the rook on h1. So let's say knight takes f4, you hit the queen, queen retreats, and you take on h1 and play something like knight e3, and then you win this rook. So defending the rook doesn't seem to work for black. So you have knight takes, bishop takes h1. And even if you throw a knight takes b6, I just play queen takes b6. Alright, this seems pretty nice. Knight takes f4, g takes f4, bishop takes h1. Alright. There we go, we're 2084 puzzles. Okay, so let's see, weaknesses here for black. We've got this flaming weakness on c6. And it does look quite free. For example, bishop takes, you play bishop d7, and I grab the rook. Is that literally just it? Is there's more to this puzzle? Yeah, bishop takes c6 check, bishop d7 takes. Or do we play queen takes c6? Bishop d7, queen takes a8. That looks neater. As now we get supported for capturing on a8. And we just pick up a full rook instead of just the exchange. Yeah, I think we'll pounce on that. Queen takes a8. Bishop takes a8. Okay. Alright. Queen e3. He's coming after the e pawn here. My biggest temptation here is to sacrifice something on g3. And then play knight f5. Oh, that works on the spot. Yep, you sacrifice on g3, and then knight f5 is a fork on the king and queen. And then you win back the material immediately. I think that this is going to be the quickest puzzle that you're going to see today, and we pick up the queen back on e3. Nice. Nice. We've just hit our little ratings goal right now of 2100 in puzzles, so glad for that. Okay, now what? Alright, so this bishop on e7 is inadequately defended because I can chop both the knights and I can divert the queen. So it looks like knight takes c6, tempo on the queen, and if you don't capture the knight, I take on e7 with check. Well, if you don't capture the knight, I take on d5, actually. Yeah, because take on d5, then if you take on d5, then I take on e7 with check. Alright. Takes c6, takes c6, takes d5, takes d5. Yeah, well that doesn't pick me up the bishop because I didn't divert the queen. So, looks like we have to change the move order. Bishop takes first. Queen takes, and now knight takes c6. Again, if you do nothing and capture on e7, it doesn't really matter how you capture. You capture this way, I capture with the rook on e7. Think that this is sufficient. Takes, takes. Takes c6, takes c6, takes c7. Okay. Alrighty. c5 hits the rook on d6. Well, I notice an idea here based on queen takes h3. If you grab the rook, then knight g4 forces you to give up the queen, but then you can take on c7. And you get a whopper of material for the queen and a nice passable on e7. So, I'm not pumped about that. Alright, so how can we vary the move order so we can get in queen h3? So we've got ideas of sacrificing the exchange and then playing takes on h3. Oh, but then you have f4 ideas. So you can defend h2 with the queen. Okay, that's clever. Yeah, and the rook would defend g3 once you play f4. Okay. How do you make progress? Alright, what if we go sack, sack, takes h3? Oh, but then there's no knight g4 because both the queen and the rook cover it. Okay, so we need to keep the rook there if we want to try anything. Okay, any other smart ideas? If the rook has to retreat, it goes to c6. But there's equal material on the board, so I don't think just keeping equal material is going to be a big solution to a puzzle. Okay. This is a pretty decent puzzle. Is there a way for us to somehow raise the pressure on this bishop on d4? E5 takes, and we just lost a rook. What about takes? No, because now there's adequate defense to the rook on d3. And plus you could just chop it off with the queen. Oh boy. What if we just stop Grandois' ideas and just play takes, bishop to c5? Oh, well then just rook d8, king h8, and you trade off the queens with queen d3. But I think we're onto something. This is a potential square for the bishop. So takes, bishop takes. So the knight does hang. So you can't play queen to d3 because I don't think Lichess puzzles will accept that. You'd have to move the knight to somewhere, c4, and then I think that we're on h3. I'm gonna say this is the best I've got. Rook takes d4 is correct. Now, obviously we're not capturing on c5 because that allows rook takes d8. So I say we take on d5 again, take on d5, bishop takes c5. Rook takes d4, rook takes d4. Okay. Not takes on c5. Okay, what was our solution here? It was queen takes on c5. Okay, this makes a bit more sense because I didn't realize that the queen has access to c5 too from f5, and now this is a clean split. Because now if the rook goes to b4, it gets captured. Oh, oh man, I can't believe I missed the tactic at the end of the sequence. Okay. Focus. Okay. This one looks interesting. We're down a piece, but I would have to say yes, black is totally winning here. I mean, for starters, queen h4. You go to g1, you get mate. So, queen h4, forcing move, queen h3. Knight f2 check. You have to capture, and then we go rook f1, and you just got mated. No, you just lost the rook. Okay, so we win the exchange there. Queen h4, knight f3. Rook e1? I don't get that. Knight h3 looks to be the stiffer. Defense. Oh, we can't go rook e1 because then we lose f7 and then we get mated on f8. Okay, makes sense. Dink, dink. Do we just go knight f2 check anyway? Knight f2, queen takes f2. No, because now we're just giving away too much material. That now it'd be 2 pieces down. Queen h4, knight f3, knight h3. Knight e3 does nothing. Queen h4, knight h3. Okay. What else we got? Queen h6, knight h3, and that looks no different. Except now I don't even have control over f2. Oh man, chat, I am sorry. I think I am stuck again. Queen h4? No, not close. Rook e3. Wow. So caught up in trying to mate. Okay, what's the point here with leaving your queen unbraced? Okay, the point is if you take, then 92. This looks very simple. We play knight f5. Oh, knight takes f5. Oh. Wait a minute, but then I can just capture with the pawn, not the queen. I was thinking about capturing with the queen, when in fact it's just taking with the pawn. Okay, so just knight f5. Forks the king and queen. If you capture here, then e2 is still loose. You gotta invest some material if you want to get this queen. What about rook takes d4? With the lethal threat of knight f5. Doesn't see that much you can do except retreat the queen. Wait a minute, what am I scared of with this? The knight doesn't have access to e2 anymore. Yeah, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yep, I think that works. Alright, and folks, I believe that will also be the end of our puzzle session today. Hit our nice little 30 minutes time. So we're gonna head out. Hopefully we'll be back in maybe give her some 3 days for some more puzzle sessions, maybe later in the day for some actual blitz or something. But knight f5, knight takes f5, and pawn takes on g3. Alright, we're back up to 2084. Nice end to the day. So now, as is custom here on the HSB channel, we are going to raid somebody. Looks like we have some nice people to raid. Thank you, Pablo Nowega, for the follow earlier in the session. Check out Chelsea Monica, nice chess player and a good streamer in her own right. So I hope you guys will enjoy Chelsea's stream, and I will see you guys later.